Hey everybody, I'm Jeffrey Vizcaino, your director of social media for Playbill, and I am here with Hadestown's new heroine, Maia Reficco. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm so excited to be talking to you.
Okay, so let's start. Let's go to the very beginning with this. I did my research on you. I know you are a child prodigy. You've played so many instruments. You started singing when you were really young. Your mom was a singer and performer as well. So I have to assume this is always in your blood from the very beginning.
Yes, I don't know about the child prodigy stuff, but definitely I was the obnoxious kid who would put on a show for my family, every single family function I could. My poor family had to put up with that for many years. But yes, it was definitely always a given. I had never really thought about doing anything else. Yeah, I've loved it. I kind of grew up with music and surrounded by very musical people, so it was kind of just there, and I loved it, and I didn't want to do anything else.
And then shortly or like later on down the road, you got your own show on Nickelodeon.
Latin America,
yeah,
yeah.
Latin American. And then you got to sing and perform on that. What was that like growing up and getting that type of experience?
It was so surreal. I think for me, I'd grown up obsessing over Hannah Montana and shows alike. Like I kind of was obsessed with this idea of the show around a girl that sung in some capacity. So to me, it just felt like the most crazy, most exact version of my dreams that could have ever come true when I was a little girl. And I think I was very fortunate to experience a lot of it with that excitement and with that genuine passion for what I was doing. Still, it was a job and I was young, and there was a lot of ups and downs, but I most definitely really honed into how happy it made me.
Yeah. And so during all of this, were you a theater kid or was yeah, tell me about that.
Nah, I was a theater kid. My favorite, I remember, so to fellow theater people, this might sound weird, but I remember very distinctly the moment that I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. So 15 years ago or more, I'm pretty sure 11 or 10, and my mom was doing the musical direction of Spring Awakening. And I was 10. So if you know the show, you're probably cringing at the story, and I swear my mom is a great mother. But I would go to rehearsals with her, and she would let me kind of oversee, not oversee, that's a crazy verb. She would let me watch the numbers I was allowed to because of the material. Yep. And I became obsessed. I started wearing my hair like in the way that they would wear it on the show. I learned the songs that she would let me hear. And that was like the show that did it for me. Spring Awakening was my obsession for many years, and then when I watched it when I was older, it continued to be my obsession.
Totally. I don't think you're alone in that. I think many people, I mean, Spring Awakening is what I like to call like the gateway drug for many people. Like
It
they
is.
get into it because it's like it has those wonderful like pop rock styles, but it's still musical. So you were not alone in that at all.
That surprised me. It's sparkling.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you.
No, it's good.
So, started with Spring Awakening, and so then Broadway like always a dream, always on the bucket list?
It was. At the same time, I feel like, to me, it felt so far away and so unfathomable. Like, it didn't feel like something I could logistically dream of ever achieving. So it definitely was a dream, but it just didn't feel like it could ever be a reality. And then when I was really fortunate enough to be a part of Evita at City Center, that was kind of like my little entryway into theater and into working in this country because I'd never worked in the U.S. And all of a sudden I was like, wait, is this maybe even remotely possible? And so I made it a point to try and somehow trick people into hiring me.
So let's talk about that. Before we'll get into Hadestown in a second, but so you started off doing Evita at City Center, which anyone who got to see that production, it was amazing. And then working with Celia Pfeiffer, who was like,
Celia, she's
like
legend.
A truly legend,
Legend.
who has also been in this role that you are now in as well.
Yes.
And then after that, you got to go to Kennedy Center to do Next to Normal as well. What were those two experiences like back to back?
Oh my goodness. They were literally back to back.
Yeah.
And I am not kidding when I say up until Hadestown, anytime anybody asked me what my favorite thing I've ever done was, I would say Evita and Next to Normal. And I think now Hadestown takes the win, but it's because theater is so deeply engraved who I am as a human being, and there is nothing that makes me happier than theater other than singing. And I think those two experiences were just the craziest, most fulfilling, creative lessons I've ever learned. Like, it was just, it was so intense, and it felt like boot camp in a way, because it was quite literally, the day I was at the airport flying back to Buenos Aires, when I wrapped it, or when I was done, wrapped, oh my God, when I closed Evita, I got Natalie at the airport. So it was like, I went back home and came right back, and it was just a dream come true. I remember sobbing at the airport. I was by myself, and I could not believe that was happening. Then getting to work with Michael Greif and Rachel Bay Jones and Brandon Victor Dixon and Ben Levi, like, such incredible, Michael Park, like, insane. So it was truly just, I was like a little kid at the candy store. I was truly just happy to be there. So happy to be there.
And now you are making your Broadway debut in Hadestown as Eurydice. I mean, when this project came before you, did you already know the show? Were you like, well, tell me everything?
Come on. Come on. Did I know the show? I was keeping my head low. I love the show. I loved it. I remember I'd consumed so many slime tutorials. I'd seen every single one.
Yeah.
Viva, Soleil, Lola, Issa. Like, I knew, like, I was obsessed. I love the show, and I like so distinctly remember freaking out over Lola getting cast. And I loved the show. I really, really did. It was great because I didn't really need to learn anything other than blocking and like how to dance and do all those things. But like in terms of the score and the music, I knew every single word. I was obsessed. And now getting to do it with such a surreal cast. Like,
truly.
Getting to watch Jordan Fisher, I'm going to say this into the camera, getting to watch Jordan Fisher sing Epic 1, 2, 3, 75, and if it's true, 8 times a week, is the most ridiculous vocal masterclass and acting I've ever witnessed. It's out of this world. Like, I don't understand how he does it, but it's a dream.
He came recently into our studio to perform.
Oh my god! Can we talk about that video?
Yes, please.
Insane.
Yeah, so insane.
I saw it 4 times yesterday.
Yeah.
4 times.
Well, when he came in, he
6-minute
was
video.
singing your praises to us, and he was like, "Oh, wait, do you guys see?" Like, he's like, "She's like, there is something special. Like, she is like so powerful." So tell me, I mean, playing this role, she's such a like unique character in the musical theater canon. Tell me what it's been like performing her.
Well, first and foremost, an honor. Like, and I don't say that lightly. It's huge shoes to fill. I feel the weight of this character and how much she means to so many girls and people in general across musical theater and above and beyond. I think I still haven't really processed it that I'm doing it. I think to me it's just I show up and I sing and I fall to the ground 20 times and I hurt my wrist. But I think how much of a privilege it is to get to do what I love is very much present. And I try to be aware of the honor that it is to tell this story every night. But at the same time, I can't think about it too hard because I'll A, panic and B, lose my mind. But I do think strong female characters are so necessary and are so indispensable. And so getting to just add my little bit of Argentinian personality to that and getting to be a part of telling those stories is it's just a huge honor, and I feel that.
Yeah.
And Rachel Chavkin is marvelous and brilliant and just a wonderful leader and getting to learn from her and Keenan, our associate director.
Yeah.
It's just really, really, really wonderful to get to tell this story and to like be in the skin of such a strong character.
Yeah. Well, speaking of strong characters, let's talk about the strong women that you're also acting with. You have like legendary Stephanie Mills.
Legendary Stephanie Mills.
And then now new to theater.
But, oh my God.
Yola. I mean, what has that been like?
Powerhouse vocals.
Yes, truly.
Yola can sing.
Yes. House down.
Oh my God. Stephanie Road to Hell we're gonna sing it again and again and again and again. Yeah. Miss Mills doing that is crazy. No, it's again an honor. I am in such awe. I fangirl. I'm not I fangirl over every single person in that cast every day. Yeah. I love them. I am in such awe and so fortunate to be able to witness what they do and learn from them and getting to talk to Stephanie and getting to talk to Yola. And Yola, for example, she knows a lot about vocal therapy.
Sure.
Ash, yes, of course she does. She's brilliant. And she's been so generous with her knowledge and teaching me so much about how to take care of my vocal cords and teaching me about different massages and this and that. And Stephanie is just so incredibly sweet and kind and brilliant and offers such beautiful words, such comforting words when they're needed. And I feel so lucky.
Yeah.
The imposter syndrome is very real. I'm not going to lie. But I just feel lucky.
Yeah.
It's so surreal. I go into my dressing room and Yola's next to me warming up and I'm like, holy shit. I'm so sorry. How am I supposed to sing cups? How am I supposed to do the lower third with that voice? I'm like, na 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 na. That song's a vein in my existence. It's so hard to sing to me. But yes.
I love that. I know you just started your run, but do you have favorite parts you look forward to every night?
Yes,
Tell me.
I do. If it's true.
Uh-huh.
I love watching Jordan. I love it every night. And also we descend into hell on an elevator.
And that's like a theater kid's dream also, to be on an elevator.
It's so iconic. I love it. We're like, oh my God, looking around. Then we go down and we make jokes. But the thing is, when we go down and we're backstage, every single time I'm like, Jordan, how?
Yeah.
I love If It's True. I love watching him perform. I love the Hades and Persephone dance. I love it. It makes me sob every time. I'm downstage left sobbing every time. Like, dude, that's not Maia. It's true. It's so bad every single show. And then my favorite thing, I'm not saying a single thing I do. My favorite thing to perform is probably the first 30 minutes. It's the most terrifying.
Yeah.
I always say I'm terrified up until chant. After chant's done, I enjoy the show. But they're also kind of the more physical and it's
Totally.
honestly setting up the story of them too.
Yeah.
And it's very fun to do.
All right. Very last question for you, because I know you have many more interviews today. But very last question is, I always like to ask people, especially people who come from TV or film, but because of your fame, a lot of audiences might be coming to see you, and they might be seeing a Broadway show for the first time, might be seeing theater for the first time.
Let's go.
What does that mean to you to know that you could be bringing in people to a whole new art form because they want to see you? Because everyone remembers their first Broadway show, and they hold on to that playbill, and they be like, and then they say oh, I remember when I saw so-and-so, and they'll be able to say they saw you. Yeah. What that means to you to be exposing people to all of this.
I had not thought about that. Well, again, it's an honor. I remember every single Broadway show I've ever seen, and I would save up for them, and so getting to even remotely be that for anybody else is so surreal. And I hope that they can feel the passion behind what we do and the love that we have for what we do, and hopefully we can help them connect with those emotions. And who knows, maybe there's a theater kid out there that discovers it the first time they sit and watch a show, and if that can be what they leave the theater with whether it's a newfound love for something or just being moved by the story that we're telling, I feel incredibly successful in what we did. And it's just an honor. I've actually, and I'll tell this really quickly, but added Spanish to Eurydice.
Oh, amazing.
And so every time that I say the lines in Spanish and I hear a reaction, it makes, because it's only people that understand Spanish react in the audience. And so every night it's different. But whenever there's a bigger reaction to the Spanish, it kind of hugs my soul in such a deep way that it's kind of tied into that. I think getting to tell these stories and making Latinos and Latinas feel represented on stage is the utmost dream and kind of what I strive towards the most. So if anybody can feel either represented or moved or inspired, I'll be happy.
Thank you so much for talking with us today. Guys, get down to the Walter Care. See this amazing company right now. Thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you.